guys, welcome back to RhitznRoots. So today I want to show you guys the different pots that I have recently bought on Facebook Market. So I'm really excited for it. There was about 17 pots, different variations on sizes. Some of them had holes, some of them did. Some of them had trays, kind of like how this one has here. It already has the drainage tray that's on the bottom. So those are the ones that I love the most. That's why they're on the counter here with me. But as well, on top of that, I've got a lot of things that I want to repot, and that's why I have all these here. I've got some new babies that are my new addition to my indoor plant collection, which I'm so excited. They're rubber plants, but we also have a special delivery from Amazon again that we are actually opening with you guys today. As for the pots that didn't have any drainage hole, you always want to get pots that at least have one drainage hole, for the simple reason that you want to have good drainage for most of your plants so that they don't have any issues with root rot. So for that, combating that issue, I do have another special package, which is a special drill bit that I recently seen on another YouTube video that I watched. So I'm really excited to show you guys how that looks like, because most recently I went to Star Nursery and surprisingly found this beautiful baby, which is the Vix plant. As many of you guys know, I've done Vix plant propagation, which I bought some cuttings from eBay. Unfortunately, those didn't do well. I still have one that's left slowly growing, but I found this at Star Nursery. And as well, I found this beautiful, it's a little mug and it says "Love You Mom." So this is kind of like a tribute to my mom as well. It came with a really nice saucer on the bottom, and of course it doesn't have a drainage hole, which, like I said, not to worry. That's why I bought this item here, which I'll go over with you. As you can see here, I do have a lot of plants that I need to repot. So obviously I'm not going to do all that on camera for you guys. I hate to make any video too long and lose your focus. But I did want to go over some of the things that I'm using to repot them. For example, I have these two different containers with the soil in them. Most recently, I have gone back to one of my favorite soils, which is actually raised bed soil from Kellogg's, which is a raised bed soil as well as a potting soil. So I actually use that mix, and that's what I have here. And I mix that with cacti succulent mix by Sungrow. It's called Sunglow Black Gold. So one part of the Sungrow stuff and then the other part of the Kellogg's raised bed potting mix. So I put that all in a container, just like what I have back here. And I always have it in hand because, as if you guys watch me on Facebook and see all my posts, I have a lot of plants that have been coming in and out for the past 2 weeks. Like I said, I've gone from 5 potted plants inside of the house to, you can't even count with 2 hands or 2 feet, or 2 hands and 2 feet. But anyway, I'm really excited to go ahead and start opening these guys with you. And then we'll go over the different rubber plants that we have going on here. So I'll bring you in closer. All right, so first and foremost, I have here a special plant that, again, I ordered on Amazon, which I am actually in the process of getting my Amazon store up. So as soon as I get that, I'll start leaving links of where you can buy the things that I have. But I was really excited for this, and surprisingly, when I seen it on Amazon, because somebody was selling this on Facebook and it was bought right away. So I was really sad when someone else bought it before I did. But you know what? You got to try as hard as you can, or much harder than you can sometimes. But anyway, I jumped on Amazon and found that this was on sale there right after I found that out about Facebook. And so I was really excited. It was available. It was only like $20 or something, free shipping, because Amazon Prime is amazing. Came in due time. It was supposed to actually come on the 12th, and it came much
faster than that. So I was really excited to see it at the door, and this has actually been in the packet for another 2 days after after it arrived. I just didn't want to open it without showing you guys, and so that's what I'm doing today. Anyway, while I was waiting for this to come, I realized that this was the last one. So as soon as I bought this, a day or so after, I decided, let's jump on there and see if they had more, because I realized how popular it was and how hard it was to get this thing. And unfortunately, when I got in there, they didn't have any more. I bought the last one, so sorry for whoever else didn't get it. But as you can see here, this is my rubber plant. It's a Ficus elasticus, I believe. And it is a pretty rare variegated rubber plant, which looks actually really, really good. The packaging was amazing, very light. Everything is intact here. It's got the tape all around it to keep the soil in, which is great. And as you can see here, the variegation is so good. So thank you so much to, what is it, Hertz Garden? Thank you so much for sending this beautiful package in one piece. What great shipping, fast, and everything else. So anyway, if you compare, because like I said, it was pretty rare. It's hard to find, especially looking so good that way. Today we went to Star Nursery and I found one. Even though it is still rare to find this, it seems as though shipment for other places is readily available at this time. So I bought this one as well, just in case anyone else might want one. But the more the merrier in my house. With all these plants everywhere, it's helping to clear our air. So I love it. We're so excited. We're so happy. I'm looking forward to hopefully propagating some of these eventually for some of you guys or anybody else. But you can see the difference in quality. Again, this is the Star Nursery. And it's got small leaves, multiple stems, which is cool. But compared to the Hertz, it's got bigger leaves and a really nice thick stem there. So I'm so excited to get these potted up. As you can see here, so when it comes to rubber plants, it is best to leave them in the pot that they're currently in until they are root bound, because you can pull at the plant and you'll see the roots all along the side of the pot. And as well, like on the top, you'll see roots showing. In this case, everything looks just fine. So I'm just gonna actually leave this alone the way it is until it gets a little bit bigger. As for this one, let's open this up. And definitely we're gonna need repotting on this. For one, sorry, I don't really like how it looks in here. So you know what, I may just repot the other one as well and utilize the new pots that I bought today. You don't want to have too big of a pot when it comes to these things, because you don't want them to be stressed out by having too much space either. I have had that problem before, which I did a lot of research on the things that I kill or almost kill, and that's what I've found. Do not give some of your plants too much room, too much space, because that will lead them to stress out as well. So let me go ahead and get my trusty Lazy Susan here. Put this off to the side, and let's go with this new beautiful one. Set this on top of there. Okay, perfect. Not too much room. All right, and as you can see, with this pot here, it's great because, like I said, it's got the little tray. When you water it, all of the excess water will go on here, so I don't need to go get a pot tray or a plastic tray from the store to go along with it. I have been utilizing other things to hold the water under my pots. Like, for example, I have been saving lids to jars that I don't use. We recycle the jars, but we pretty much put we pretty much put the pots or the plant pots there to catch the water so that the water doesn't drip all over the place. Anyway, so I really love this one. As you can see, there's a drainage hole down there, but I will need to make sure that I close that up a little so that the soil doesn't escape to the bottom. So again, this is another mesh I have upcycled from my husband's fish filters. So I'm just going to put that on the bottom there. Get my soil. Add some soil to the bottom here. All right, so now that I've got it positioned to the right height, just take this off. Let's take a look at what the roots look like on the bottom there. Put this off to the side. Let this catch the rest of the... Yeah, so it's not too root bound. As you can see there, it came off in one whole piece, so it is somewhat root bound, so definitely we want to change up that pot that it came in. So I'm really glad that we have everything available for us there. Just want to break this up just a little bit so that it will open up those roots, and once those roots are opened up, we can reintroduce it to the new pot there. And when it comes to ficus plants, they do like the temperature to be anywhere from like 60 to 85 degrees. And they do really well with indirect sunlight, indirect bright sunlight. So I have a perfect place to put this one where it's going to get some good morning sun. And then by about noon, it's just going to have the bright day coming through the window. So really excited about that. Whoops, now we removed too much soil. Now when it comes to moisture or humidity for the rubber plants, it is always good to, I mean, they can tolerate average home humidities, but of course a little mist of water every now and then would help. I had a friend most recently that she actually suggested, and what she's been doing with her indoor plants is she mists her plants every other day. For big plants, she'll mist them like 2 or 3 squirts per small plant. For the big plants, she'll squirt them like 5 to 10. 5 to 10 squirts. And lately I have been watering all of my plants. I've switched to not just regular distilled water, but now I have regular distilled water with hydrogen peroxide added into it. The great thing about using hydrogen peroxide is it does help in improving or encouraging healthy root growth, but as well, it will help to discourage any fungus or bacteria issues in this soil. So that's what I've been using lately. So I've been a little bit more comfortable at watering more often on some of my plants. I have actually decided, there's one of the rooms in my house, which is actually my husband's bar that we have a lot of plants in. I'm going to put a little humidifier inside of his bar to help improve the humidity. Because like I said, these can tolerate average home humidity, but a little bit of humidity boost would definitely help them to grow a lot better. So, looks like I've got that all potted up well. And as you guys may know, I like to dress it up just a little bit more than what it is. It's already beautiful as it is, but I love using these rocks. So again, I have two different types. Which one I use for like the small plants. This is leftover fish media that my husband uses for his fish filters. It's called Carbon. So my husband uses this. This is already used, and typically he'll change this out every like 2 months. So he has a bunch of extra. Instead of throwing them away, I use them for the plants, and they look really, really pretty. As you can see, sorry about this one, but it is trying to get better. This is an elephant ear. You see there's a little bit of growth there. This is a variegated elephant ear that I had to save from Home Depot. They overwatered it and it was dying, so hopefully it doesn't die even more than it is. But anyway, so I use that because this is a small pot. Those are light rocks, so that's nice. Today I'm actually going to be using this, and it's just little pebble rocks. So I'm going to put that in here. It makes it look really, really pretty, which I love with all of my plants that I have in the house. Hopefully I'm going to be going over my indoor pots and have a little tour, but I like it looking a little artistic looking, but not only that, it also helps to hold down the soil. So I'll show you guys when I water. This soil will stay down while I'm watering it. I've had issues before where I watered the soil and it all just comes right out, kind of what I have around here. And I hate too much of a mess. I try to be as clean as I can and clean up my mess as soon as I do make them, because, you know, we're only human. We make a mess all the time. But this definitely helps to keep everything put together. So there it is. It looks so pretty. I'll have more of a side view on this one in just a little bit. But we are going to move on to the next package, which I'm also very excited about. I'll leave my Lady Susan here. I just had to take that off real quick. So I'm really excited about this second package. Again, Amazon Prime, as you can see here. The Hertz one, it was just regular free shipping. That wasn't Amazon Prime, but this one was. This has actually been on the counter for about a week. And again, I didn't want to open it without showing you guys. So thank you for watching. Let's see. So here is a drill bit set. So basically with these are diamond cut drill bits. Diamond cut, not meaning that they're made out of diamonds. It is made out of some kind of like strong steel. But it came in a pack of 10, which is awesome. 10 for 10 bucks. Not too bad. Free shipping because I had Amazon Prime. But diamond cut meaning the end there. It's a special cut. So you do have to have a drill set. All right, so thankfully my husband is a bit of a handyman and he's always got a tool of some sort to help with something, especially for my stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side there, and then as well, get this baby set up to get drilled. So what you're gonna need is a drill, kind of like this one here. Put this tool on the end just like that and just tighten it up. Hopefully I'm doing this okay because my hubby's outside being awesome and taking care of the kids for me right now. Thank you, babe. All right, so that, and then we're going to need a little bit of water. So it is going to be a little bit loud. I apologize for that, but you want to make sure you know where your center is. This is my first time using this, so wish me luck, you guys. I know that for sure you want to go on a 45-degree angle into it. Once you're in there, I'm going to go on a 180-degree angle. So here we go. Wait, let's... Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys, but my phone is giving me storage issues again, and some parts of the drilling did not go through. But I did want to show you, it did do a great job, as you can see there. Went right through, and this is the piece that it took off, as you can see here. So it was pretty cool. I wish you guys could have seen it, but again, I'm trying to figure this all out with the storage problem. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and repot this beauty here before it gets any more root bound than it is, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. This is a mesh bag that I normally use for all of my pots. It seems weird to dig a hole and then cover it up, but I promise you it's purposeful. But that is a bag that my husband uses for his media that this thing comes in. And I want to make sure that I utilize every aspect of that and make sure that I recycle as much as I can. I try to be as minimal as possible without throwing away too much stuff. I teach my kids the same thing. Anyway, so you just want to make sure that the soil is where the level you want it to be. So hopefully you guys can see this okay, because it is at a lower image. All right, so add just a little bit more soil there. That looks about right. And just taking this off here, you can see the roots are just bounded there. So definitely that's been needing to be repotted for a little while. I have had this for about 2 weeks now, and I just want to make sure everything's recorded for you guys. And as well for me, because it's always nice to go back in my time frames and my videos, especially I have my stuff that's on Facebook, and I go back on that all the time to see kind of like my own data. Just to guesstimate, okay, where should I be at this time? What did I do when I did this? So these videos are always good. So as usual, you just want to break up the soil just a little bit. And since I've already gotten that done, I like to reuse the soil. So I just mix it all up in this baby. My gosh, you guys, the smell of this is... it's so good. So I'm so excited for this to start getting bigger. And then I'm going to start making some tea for my kids, as what I've mentioned in different videos so many times. I was so bummed when that thing died, but I'm so happy to have found this. I actually went and sold one of my lemongrass. I told the lady that I was going to meet her at Star Nursery, and I told my husband that I'm going to Star Nursery. And so on top of selling the plant to her at Star Nursery, I as well went and bought more plants, which this was one of them. I had a couple of other succulents that were really, really pretty. Have them outside. I'm looking forward to doing a tour or an update video at least of that, our succulent garden out in the front. If you guys haven't watched that video, please take a look at it. Let me know what you think, and let me know how you think it would be. It's only been a couple of weeks. It's still doing okay. I've been having to move things here and there, which, you know, it's all an experiment. That's what I do. I experiment on things. That's the best way for me to learn stuff. right, so that looks good so far. And as usual, we're going to be adding some rocks in here. I just want to push down on the sides here to ensure that it's stable and that there's not much air pockets on the inside there. And I have here, let me see. I have my trusty brush here. This is just an eyeshadow brush. I haven't been eating makeup lately, so I'm utilizing a lot of my eyeshadow brushes. I have so many of them. All right, so now we've got that repotted. Put this off to the side. Let's get this rock in here. Let me know what you guys think about the picture quality on this video, because I may just have to keep doing videos on this one, which isn't too bad. It's an iPhone 11. It has great cameras on it. All right, so there that goes. And I'm just gonna clean this up and put that right on there. Isn't that so cool? And you guys, I got this from Ross. It was only $1.50, and it's supposed to be like a Mother's Day gift. Whoops, the rocks are coming out there. It's supposed to be a Mother's Day gift. My mom is in the Philippines. I haven't seen her since 1991, just through FaceTime. And so this is a bit of a tribute to you, Mom. Love you. Anyway, I will put this side by side with our rubber plant Tineke there. And this water, which I use on the drill earlier, is actually my hydrogen peroxide water. So again, you want to use hydrogen peroxide. You would just use, I use distilled water. I always put water off to the side, ready for watering day. But now I have added hydrogen peroxide. So the ratio of hydrogen peroxide would be 1 teaspoon to 1 cup is what I've found. So that's what we're using to water this here. And it's gonna more likely pour off because I like to give my plants a good deep watering. So even though we have this and it has a little catch tray for the water, you want to give it a good enough watering. So I'm gonna put both of those in there when I water them to catch any excess water that comes out, because it should have great drainage with the soil that we utilize, and as well the drainage hole that's on the bottom. So not only do I have this small little guy, but I upcycled a champagne bottle with a pour spout, and that's what I'm using here because we need more water than that little bottle. All right, so give that guy a good drink because it has been in the package for about 5 days, or no, 3 or 4 days. I don't know exactly. But I know it wasn't more than a week, which I thought it was going to be. So giving those guys a good drink of water, as I mentioned. You'll see the drainage is really well. It's just pouring right out of there. But I wanted to sit into the water for a good 5 minutes to give that a good deep watering. And once that gets a good deep watering, this will be good for another 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks. Just all depends on how it acclimates. And there's different ways that you can check the soil moisture. It's always good to stick your finger inside, and I've mentioned this to family members before. I'll put this off to the side and show you guys on one of my new guys. because one of them is wet, one of them is dry. So here is, well, not too dry, it's still moist. So here is the Tineke that I got from Star Nursery. But anyway, what you want to do to check on the moisture and to see if the plant needs watering, you want to ensure that at least the top of the plant is dry before you water it again. And that is going to be different on everyone's homes, considering their humidity levels are different in every home. So for me, I've lasted a good 2 weeks, up to 4 weeks before I've needed to water any of my plants. But basically, you just want to take your finger and stick it right in there, just like that. And if your hand or if your finger comes out and the soil on my finger, so that means the soil is still quite moist. So I probably wouldn't water this for another 2 more days. As for, let me show you, and this is my other new baby that I got from Home Depot. I'm not a big fan of buying stuff at Home Depot, but somebody posted this on Facebook. And this is the rubber plant Ruby. And I told my baby Genesis that this is our baby Ruby. That's her name. As you can see here, they overwater plants at the store all the time, especially the medium that they have on them. It doesn't have very much perlite, but you'll see here, like, it's so wet. Like, you probably wouldn't want to water this at all. So that's a good example for those two. If we go over to this soil, because definitely I have not watered this soil because this is the soil that we're using today. So I'm going to make sure my finger is clean and dry before I stick it in there. If you stick your finger in here and you see, it doesn't stick to your finger. So that's how you know between dry soil, wet soil, really wet soil, and then you don't want to water them when they are in any of the first two. You want to water them when they are like this. So yes. So we'll go over, and again, this is the deep watering. Obviously, I've been talking too much because I ramble all the time. Sorry. But the drainage is really, really good. I have let that drain for a bit. I'll set that off on its tray right here. So that about covers it for the day. Again, you guys, I don't want to make this too long of a video. It's already long enough, but I really didn't want to miss anything. I will end it at that. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. It is evening. My kids are dying for me to go swimming now. I will see you again next week. Posting videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting now. Friday being my From the Garden Fridays. This coming Friday, I am making a special drink for you guys made with the aloe vera. So stay tuned on that. But until next time, you guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and happy gardening. Bye, you guys. Thanks.